As the mayor of the largest city in America, a place where we've seen anti-Semitic hate crimes on the rise, I believe it's 17% just this past year alone. What can you do to mitigate it?
Yeah, Jim Kavanaugh is making a crucial point. We're dealing with societal change. And so every city, state, obviously our national government, all bear responsibility for addressing it. But let's be real honest about the totality of the challenge. Social media has created an environment where hate speech spreads like wildfire. And there are not those controls. Jim is right to say those companies could exercise a lot more control. I think they need a lot more regulation in general. But I also think they need to step up as corporate citizens and say, we don't want to allow this to spread. We have to recognize that the atmosphere in this country in the last few years has also, and a lot of this comes from Washington, allowed a kind of permission structure for hate speech that before was frowned upon and treated very, very differently by leaders all over the country. So when you combine those two things, the hate speech coming out in the open, being spread by social media, being affirmed by people in government, it's a very dangerous combination. Jim Kavanaugh made a point. We now, with our NYPD, have created a unit focused on racial and ethnic extremism. And the fact that we have to understand we're in a whole new world. We used to put a huge amount of our intelligence assets into foreign terror threats to our city. More and more, we now have to look at domestic threats.
What is that unit doing?
That unit is now looking systematically at all the kinds of hate groups that Jim was just talking about, the organized efforts, not the lone wolves. We try our best to, identify them as well. But there is a very organized network of folks spreading the hate speech and encouraging violence. And sometimes that fact allows us to see something and stop it before the violence occurs.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.